When you're a Democrat, apparently raising millions and millions and millions of dollars from secret and undisclosed sources, that's a good thing. It's more than a good thing. It is an amazing thing, and it might even be a historic thing. And what it is, it's just a message of the fact that all people really want is Joe Biden. I mean, why else would they brave the terrorist-supporting Democrat protesters outside to sneak in there and give him all that money?
Obama and Bill Clinton joining President Biden in a who's who of special guests tonight, reportedly raising $25 million.
$25 million. $25 million.
$25 million. $25 million.
Historic $25 million haul.
The most successful political fundraiser in American history.
Yeah, it's historic, man. It is an amazing feat. And every single dime is going to be put to good use, and it's going to get us closer to our goal of saving democracy. But what would you say if I told you that all political fundraisers are not created equally and records, they're meant to be broken?
Folks, you know, Trump is down in Florida today raising money from a bunch of hedge fund billionaires who want him to cut Social Security and Medicare and their taxes.
Night for the record books for former President Trump.
Over $50 million from the event. That's almost double what the Biden campaign raised during its fundraising event held with former Presidents Bill Clinton and Barack Obama.
Let me just clarify how big this was. Prior to last night, the largest single event fundraiser in politics ever was the one that Joe Biden had, and he needed 3 presidents to haul in $26 million. He needed celebrities like Lizzo, Stephen Colbert, Anna Wintour. We needed one man, Donald J. Trump, one president, to double that. It was history made last night. Some of the people who came last night to this event had not contributed at a level like this ever before. People are not sitting on the sidelines anymore. They understand what's at stake. It's a must-win election, and from the election integrity perspective, we're focused on it like a laser at the RNC.
I love that line, man. He needed 3 presidents to do it, and stars like Lizzo and Colbert, if you can call Colbert a star. But they only needed one man. They needed Donald Trump. And now, as we saw coming a mile away, the left is losing their collective mind. And there's not much of that left. But I think here's the most basic way to look at this. You know, I did a video about Joe's fundraiser when it happened. And Biden was hanging out with nameless billionaires while his anti-Israel base was angry outside trying to beat down the door screaming "Genocide Joe" at the top of their lungs. And Trump was right down the street. He was also in New York. He was visiting the widow of fallen NYPD hero Jonathan Diller. And this is how you know it's all a big game. The mainstream liberal media, they portrayed Joe Biden as a fundraising hero and a man of the people. And Donald Trump, at the same time, was just a broke, pandering Bible salesman just trying to stay out of jail.
Pulling in a record $50.5 million at a fundraiser in Palm Beach last night.
That's nearly double the amount President Biden raised at his New York City event alongside President Obama and Clinton over a week ago. I think it might be
pretty close.
The greatest number ever raised.
26 was the record. Now this
is, right?
Madeline Rivera joins us with more from Washington. Hey, Madeline.
Hey, guys. Yeah, you're right, Rachel. The Trump campaign says this is the largest fundraising haul in history for a Republican or Democrat. A spokesperson for his team saying it took 3 Democrat presidents to raise $25 million and 1 president to raise over $50 million, Donald J. Trump. Here's Trump speaking upon arriving at the fundraiser in Palm Beach.
Well, thank you very much. It's a great honor that you're here. It's going to be a very spectacular evening, and people are just wanting change. Rich people want it, poor people want it, everybody wants change. Our country is really doing poorly. We're a laughing stock all over the world, and we're going to get that change very quickly.
The Trump team still has to catch up to the Biden campaign's war chest. The former president and the Republican National Committee raised about $66 million in March with $93 million in cash on hand. The Biden campaign says it raised $90 million in the same time period with $192 million in cash on hand. The Biden team says they are fired up by their numbers and are looking to grow their umbrella by courting Nikki Haley backers.
I can tell you I am personally on the phone with Haley supporters every single day. In many ways, this is a marathon, not a sprint. We've got a lot of work to do. Obviously, our opponent, the other side, has told them that they do not have a home on their campaign. Well, we look straight into the eye of Republicans and Haley donors and say you do have a home here.
Trump is expected to hold another high-dollar fundraiser in Atlanta this week. Guys, back to you.
That was my joke.
Yeah, so that's what happened. And now, depending on which propagandists you prefer victimize you, it's either racism or evil dark money, or my favorite, when they can't think of anything else, it's all lies. There's no way that Donald Trump could have raised that kind of cash.
The whole lot of them is a bunch of billionaires, scammers, extremists, and racists who understand that if they fund Trump's legal fees, he's going to cut their taxes while he cuts our Social Security. And so that's just the fundamental contrast that you have between the fundraising operation that we're building up and how it's allowing us to communicate with the voters and the money that Trump's raising from a bunch of billionaires that's doing nothing more than paying off his legal fees right now.
First of all, on his fundraiser, look, Trump in his orbit has a loose relationship with the truth, to say the least. I look forward to seeing their FEC report when they're forced to file in 9 days or so to make sure that that those numbers are what they are. But this is the ultimate point here. Every single dime that you give to the Biden-Harris re-election campaign, we spend talking to voters. We have, since the state, just in the last month or so, we have 100 offices open in the swing states now. We are, of course, engaging, whether it's ad buys, whether it's phone calls. We've made hundreds of thousands of calls to voters. What is he doing? He may put up some money tonight with his hedge fund billionaire friends and a closed-door fundraiser in Palm Beach. We understand that. But we would never trade our campaign, our strategy here. Just comparing the last Thursday's event in New York, over 5,000 people, sold-out venue in the most iconic venue in the United States, people giving everything from $25 up to a lot more than that. That is the kind of grassroots enthusiasm that is fueling us. And again, we are not spending money on legal bills. We are not hawking gold sneakers or any of that stuff. The money that we are raising, we are going straight to talking to voters. This election is going to be close. Every single person knows that this election is going to be close. And it will continue to be close until Election Day. We're going to leave no stone unturned, and we're going to continue to invest the money that we are privileged to have you invest in us, and we're going to go out into the swing states and win this thing.
Wouldn't you think that that would be some sort of wake-up call for these people? I mean, on what planet should this election even be close? I mean, they've charged the guy with 91 felonies, kept him in and out of court in 5 or probably 6 different jurisdictions, fined him record-setting freaking amounts to try and bankrupt the guy, changed laws. I mean, literally legislated to change the statute of limitations to sue someone for alleged assault in New York, just to drag him through that exercise. And on top of all that, they've used every single word the guy has said in some sort of out-of-context propaganda. And, you know, can't remember his wife's name, thinks that Joe Biden and Barack Obama are the same person, promises a bloodbath or civil war if he loses. They've done literally everything they possibly can do to the guy, and still, by their own math, this is a close race. I mean, how does that not signal to them just how terrible a job they have done, how disastrous everything about them has been? And just imagine what kind of bloodbath it would be if they had played the guy even halfway fair. Or imagine this, even better, what I wish they would have done. Actually done a halfway decent job with the country. But they didn't. They didn't do any of that. So this is where we're at. You know, Joe Biden dancing for billionaires is a good thing, but the only billionaire that would dare donate to Trump is some sort of bad billionaire who is just trying to get out of paying their fair share of taxes. I mean, it's amazing. But here's the interesting thing, man. The only people given to Joe Biden are the rich and famous, while Donald Trump is actually doing a pretty good job with small donations.
While Trump's campaign has significantly less money overall, they have so far raised more money than Biden among small donors in 2024. These are people who make $5, $25, $50 donations to a campaign, any amount smaller than $200. Among this group, Trump outraised Biden by about $10 million in January and February. That pace, though very early, looks a lot different from what we saw happen in 2020, where Biden raised a significant amount more in small donations.
Pretty interesting stuff, man. And here's the thing, no matter which way you look at it, no matter how it's measured, none of this is good for Joe Biden. And here's another key thing that I don't think the media themselves somehow have realized after almost a decade. Donald Trump, yes, he's going to spend that money, but he really doesn't necessarily even have to. I mean, how much free advertising does he get? I mean, The mainstream media, they cannot go more than 5 minutes without mentioning Donald Trump. If you just go look at msnbc.com right now, every single story, no matter what it's about, bridges, boats, whatever, every single one has got some sort of Trump angle. No one wants to talk about Biden. Biden actually doesn't even want to talk about Joe Biden. If you look at a Joe Biden ad, even his ads and his campaign speeches, they're only about Donald Trump. And here's the thing, man, when you're an incumbent president, you have to at least run on some of your record. You can't just talk about the other guy. I cannot imagine a scenario where, look, things suck, I'm shitty, but we have to save democracy. That can't work. I just cannot see how that works. But anyway, that's just my take, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't already, be a part of our growth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.